is the Texas weather discussion video. This is the morning version of Thursday, the 19th of October. I'm Don Vanille. Obviously, North Texas remains quiet for the rest of this week, but we have increasing potential for severe weather this Saturday, mainly this weekend, along and ahead of a cold front that's going to be coming through. Let's take a look at the water vapor satellite view across the CONUS region. A shortwave trough emerging from the New Mexico and parts of West Texas near El Paso will do a great job of lifting the ridge to the east, and while also creating an environment favorable for potential for severe weather. But temperatures this morning are actually pretty bearable. Not too hot, not too cold. Arlington 53, DFW 61, mainly in the 50s today, mainly in the 50s right now, and we'll expect to warm up in the low 80s, so be sure to prepare for that. Across the nation, things are pretty quiet on the watch warning map and on the convective outlooks. Only a marginal risk for parts of South New Mexico and West Texas. Other than that, and other than a couple of other spots, no widespread thunderstorms expected throughout the day today and tomorrow. But let's take a look on day 3, which is Saturday. How about an enhanced risk for severe weather for parts of central Oklahoma and parts of North Texas even? Clearly, the greatest threat for the potential severe weather will be to the east. Will really be to the north of I-20, near Wichita Falls, Oklahoma City, Norman, Tulsa, Sherman, and those adjacent areas. Down here where we are in DFW, we're still in the standard slight risk for severe weather, but if we were to be upgraded if we were to be included in that enhanced risk, I wouldn't be surprised at all. But here's the rainfall output for the next 7 days. This is valid through Thursday morning of next week, and actually rain amounts are starting to come up. This is the bullseye is near the Texas-Oklahoma border, where 3 inches of rain, as much as 3 inches of rain, is possible in that surrounding area. But down here, we could see areas up to upwards of 2 inches of rain possible in our area. And again, your rain amounts can very well vary. That all depends on how much rain that your community gets. But just overall, generally speaking, rain amounts of 2 inches will be possible for north central Texas. But for tropical storm activity is not expected during the next 48 hours, which is obviously a great thing. So let's go with the deterministic runs. This is the GFS. This is the 06Z run, valid today at 1 o'clock. At 500 millibars, we have, of course, the shortwave trough that's going to emerge from here that will create an environment for severe weather later this weekend. And down here, things are pretty quiet today. Again, expect a warm up today with highs in the low 80s. Friday, next day, again, we stay dry, mostly cloudy. We could see a shower or storm or two develop late in the night after dark, but generally speaking, highs will remain in the low 80s. Now, this is Saturday. Actually, to take that back. This is Saturday. This is actually Sunday morning past midnight at 1 o'clock in the morning, and you can see that's severe squall line. It's where it seems traveling along a cold front that's going to be coming through during the overnight hours. Obviously not during the evening, but the overnight hours. Here's the surface-based CAPE values at basically the same time at 1 o'clock Sunday. At 1 o'clock Sunday morning, this is showing CAPE values of near upwards of 2,000 joules per kilogram in most locations, and that's obviously favorable for severe weather development. And this is the bulk shear values at the same time during the overnight hours. And this basically shows is there enough shear to get any severe winds and potential tornadoes going. And that's not enough and obviously this is not enough to indicate any tornado potential. But let's go to the Energy Helicity Index, or the Storm Relative Helicity Index, and this is showing. And this is really displacing the higher values are basically displaced from the higher values of the Cape values and the bulk shear values. So if that were to verify, that means the tornado potential will be lower, and we'll be dealing more with the damaging straight line wind threat. But let's take a look at this observed sounding here from a same area, from an adjacent area in North Texas. Obviously, we have a little bit of shear. We obviously have a little bit of shear. Maximum most unstable Cape remains at near 2,000 joules per kilogram, and ML remains at 9,000 joules, not 9,000, 1,900 joules per kilogram, and the significant tornado parameter is basically peaking out near a 1, meaning that we'll have some risk of tornadoes, but the tornadoes will not be the greatest threat here. The greatest threat will be the damaging straight line winds. So either way, wherever you are, we're still in fair game of seeing some severe weather. Now let's go out to Sunday. Let's go out to Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock. Obviously, we trend drier after the cold front comes through. Highs will basically be in the low 70s after that happens. Now this is Monday of next week. After everything comes through, we're mostly sunny. We trend drier again. We're in the 70s for this week. Same thing on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, a new deep trough emerges from Canada, which will bring cooler temperatures on the way to the deep south. Here's a week from today, Thursday the 26th of October, and there's the cold trough. Obviously, heights are about where they should be for us, and down here things are pretty quiet as a result. Here's the end of the forecast period on Saturday the 28th of October. Heights are about where they should be for us, and that's a pretty dry look with heights in the low 70s. Numbers for the next 10 days. For the rest of this week, we remain in the 80s, but the cold front comes through by Sunday, and we should get used to seeing 60s, 70s across the board. But then that trough emerges from Canada, and that may drop temperatures down even further on Wednesday into the upper 60s. I don't think we'll be in the upper 60s, but I think we should continue to stick with low 70s and even lows in the upper 40s for Wednesday and Thursday. That's it for the Texas weather discussion video for today. I'll have more notes in the blog. The next video here by 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. If you can't catch your local TV stations on the air at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and Godspeed.